What is going on, everybody? My name is Corey, and welcome back to another episode of Sports Beast. As always, or as usual, I'm with your boy Cody on the other side from Ballers on a Budget.
What up?
As you know, we have been going through the divisions as the season nears, and it's time to jump into the West. Obviously, I'm doing the NFC, Cody's doing the AFC. So are you ready to jump into the NFC West?
Let's get it, boy.
I think this division is going to be a little, I don't know, kind of surprising. Whether it's good or bad, I think some of these teams are going to surprise us.
Yeah,
Um,
I completely.
let's start off with the team that I think is going to surprise us the most, the Arizona Cardinals. Only because I don't know how they're going to do. I'm completely, I don't know, dumbfounded for how this team is going to turn out at the end of the season. You got DeAndre Hopkins suspended for what is it, like 6 games, 8 games, something like that, 4 games.
Yeah, I think it's six or
Yes,
four. I don't
something
think.
like that. So at receiver, you're left with Rondell Moore, Andy Isabella, Marquise Brown, and old man AJ Green.
Turf toe green.
And whoever their tight end is, I forget who. I think it's Zach Ertz.
It's Zach Ertz, but it'll be the rookie they drafted in the second round, Trey McBride. So I mean, Zach Ertz is there, yes, but we all know how he's done the last couple years, and it'll end up being Trey McBride from Colorado State.
I believe you. I think. But last year they did okay. They were 10th in passing, 10th in rushing, 11th in scoring. Had 27 takeaways, but they gave up about 21 points per game to their opponents. So I think they ended up being like 16th when it came to uh, being scored against, something like that. But this year, I don't know. I feel like they're the same team because obviously you got Kyler Murray, who never feels like 100% locked in. He doesn't give off that Aaron Rodgers feeling.
He's
Like he just
distracted by
feels like
video games. We've heard
it,
it before.
exactly like he's just half in, kind of half out kind of person. So honestly, I don't know how they're going to do. Looking at their schedule, and I don't have it in front of me anymore. Um, their schedule's not that bad. I think they're going to win probably the first three. But sorry, my back itches. But honestly, I don't know what to think of this team until I see them come in 1 or 2 weeks. So what do you
I
think?
mean, they're the Cardinals. They're going to be a good team. They're going to, if you look at it, I still think they finished second like they did last year in this division. Personally, I know you have other thoughts as well. You have yet to reveal, but my main questions is on the offensive side, who's going to replace the main number one receiver, Christian Kirk? You already went over their wide receivers. DeAndre Hopkins not there for how many weeks? I didn't mean to say their number one receiver, Christian Kirk, last year, but him and DeAndre both did really good last year. So, I mean, who's going to replace the number one while he's gone or the number two when he does come back? That's a question. And then the other question was on the defensive side. Who's going to replace Jordan Hicks? Jordan Hicks is now in Minnesota, linebacker. He was their second lead tackle. So, I mean, who's going to replace that on the defensive end? The defensive end wasn't the greatest, but again, good enough to get him to second. So, yeah, like you said, this team is going to stay pretty much the same.
And Chandler Jones isn't there.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I,
he was with Kansas City, I thought.
I forget where.
Because he's not with Kansas City either. Where the hell did he go?
Oh, yeah, you might be right. I don't remember. I was just looking at him too.
Oh, he went to the Raiders.
Oh, that's right.
He's now on the Raiders. I know for a fact he did play for the uh no, it's Arizona.
Yeah, I
I'm
was gonna
I'm
say.
high then. It was a couple hours ago. I was looking over the Chiefs and I was like, oh, he used to play for this team. I was wrong the whole time. I wish somebody was there. Tell me that I'm fucking wrong. All
But
right,
yeah,
mystery solved. Mystery solved. Shit.
I mean, yeah, literally, this is a team I'm just gonna have to wait on. I mean, I can look at their schedule. I do agree with you. I do think they're going to be kind of the same team they were, but I haven't done a deep enough dive. I don't know on who they're going to be playing. I've looked at the schedule. I don't know.
Yeah, you've done your first picks. Your
like
second reads over the schedule will be more in depth.
yeah, like I said, I'm just at a loss for words on how this team is going to turn out because this is a team that surprises you no matter what year it is, who's on the team. So what? I don't know. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Seattle Seahawks. Finished 7-10 last year, near the kind of middle bottom, if that makes sense. Kind of the 3/4 of the way down in everything but rushing, which was kind of surprising, and scoring, which makes sense. Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf, they had the weapons. They were 11th in rushing, 16th in scoring. Obviously, I just said that, but major changes did come throughout the offseason. Griffin retired. I don't know if you saw that or not. He was only in the league for like 4 years.
Oh yeah. Well, I don't know which brother it was, but I did see one of the Griffins
I think,
retired.
I
I
want
think it
to,
was the one with one arm, one
yeah,
hand, one arm,
yeah,
one
yeah,
hand.
yeah. Because yeah, obviously you see all the memes, and the one that stuck out to me, I didn't even see it, but I was like, dude, single-handedly changed the game of football. But no, I don't know. Got to be like the shortest career ever without getting hurt. 4 years.
No, well, yeah, without getting hurt, that's debatable. There's been tons of people. Look at Drew Lock, but not Drew Lock, jeez, who should have the shortest career, but but Andrew Luck. He stated it was injury though, and he was tired of the mental grind of getting healthy. So it was more
Yeah.
of a mental thing for him retiring. And then what about Kuechly? I didn't know if Kuechly stated injury or not, but Luke Kuechly, man, he came in, had a dominance,
Yeah.
had a straight fucking dominance in the NFL. Not even saying he reached his prime yet because he might not have already been there. And then the dude just up and walks away.
Yeah. I'm sure there's going to be more to come if something like that is the reason why he quit football. I don't know. But anyways, they did name Geno Smith as their starting quarterback, which for them probably better. I think he is a little better than Drew Lock. I don't think he's the answer for them, but whatever. Um, every time you watch him, he seems to be a kind of a Tyler Lockett first kind of quarterback. Look for him first. If he ain't there, go to your second, third. So I don't think DK is going to get the numbers that he's going to be wanting this year, which is probably going to upset him. And if they don't make a quarterback change next year, how long till he wants out? I don't know when his contract is up, but obviously, got to start with the question somewhere. Um, but for this team to be successful in the way that Geno Smith plays, they're gonna have to rely or actually believe in their tight ends because I know Russell Wilson. Yes, he did use them, but he didn't use them all that often.
It
Um,
depended on the damn day. I remember the Jimmy Graham days and everything. Frustrating.
that's true. But Noah came in. Noah Fant came in the trade in the packaged closing sale trade that they made for Russell Wilson. He had 68 receptions last year, about 670 yards. And then you got Will Disley, I like the guy. He's a big dude. I don't think he's going to be good enough to start. I think Noah Fant is over him right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
But he was 21 for 26 last year, 230 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, he's good in pinches if you need him. But I think that's how this team's going to win because their defense is okay, I guess. I mean, was it this year that Bobby Wagner, did he leave? Or was that last year?
Might have been last year.
'Cause
I don't remember being a headline this year in the offseason.
I could have swore he went somewhere, but I
They
don't
got
know if he
They got
retired.
Shelby Harris, the defensive end from Broncos as well, who was good. So I mean that helps. They still got Jamal Adams and Quandre Diggs. So I mean their secondary's decent. But this team's gonna have to win on their offense, and it's gonna have to be despite Geno or Drew, because the rest of this offense is really good. Obviously, you know how the offensive line was when they say Russell Wilson was running for his life every play. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it's going to be despite of this quarterback. Noah Fant's a fucking dog. Slowly trending to be one of the top 5 tight ends in this league, if not already. And it's just sad because D. Eskridge, the rookie last year, I'm sure would have loved to step in and flourish in the new number 3. But Noah Fant's going to take all those targets. And if not him, Will Dissly will. So, I mean, poor D. But this team has pieces. But when you don't have the main piece of the puzzle, which is your quarterback and an offensive line, you're going to struggle no matter what.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I see him coming in last in this division
Yeah, I can agree with that.
pretty handily.
San Francisco 49ers, Trey Lance now leading the charge. Jimmy G still kind of hanging in the balance over there. He started 6 games last year, 603 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So a lot of faith to come in this year from the organization. They see a lot of potential in him. Can't fault him for that. They do have kind of an easy-ish schedule. So I went to last year just to kind of see where they stood. They did beat the Rams last year both times, which honestly shocked me because I didn't remember. I do think they probably split this year, go 1-1. Lost both against the Cardinals and Seattle last year. With Seattle, with all that they have changing, I see San Francisco winning both of theirs this year because they're basically an unchanged team. Like they had a bunch of money issues and starting quarterback issues, not issues, but problems to be solved. But they kept the same pieces around them. We pretty much know what we're getting out of them. And like I said, they lost both against the Cardinals. And back to the Cardinals. I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm simply saying they're going to split. Whoever's home is winning. But I do kind of favor the 49ers just because as long as Trey Lance produces, they have enough weapons around them to be successful.
Yeah, that's a big if, though, for Trey Lance. You look back at the, I know it was a small sample size for Trey Lance, but his completion percentage was less than Jimmy's. His average per attempt was about the exact same as Jimmy's. The touchdown ratio mathematically is better. But like I said, small sample size. You don't know. I haven't even dove into who his opponents were while Trey Lance had to start. And then I would have passed it if they didn't have Jimmy Garoppolo back. Trey Lance being forced there and saying, "You're the starter." It's this team's going to sink or swim with you, because that's just what a lot of NFL teams do with their quarterbacks. Not very many teams can win despite their quarterback. Watch the Seattle this year. And they just signed Jimmy as a safety net. And now I don't think Trey's going to have that. Maybe Trey will have a chip on his shoulder because, they re-signed Jimmy in case I don't do good enough, which I think that's exactly what they did. Maybe they got not cold feet, but maybe they're like, okay, Jimmy's still out there. I know he's looking for a home and we ain't got nobody after Trey. So, I mean, maybe we should just re-sign Jimmy. Maybe that'll take a confidence blow to Trey. But yeah, he has tons of fucking weapons around him. This offense is amazing. The only question you have is the quarterback. And then their defense, they've gotten to the Super Bowl on their defense. So, I mean, everyone knows what this defense can do. And then the coach, Shanahan, is a running back genius. Straight running back genius. I cannot talk enough about this coach, Shanahan, every time I talk about San Francisco. I love it. It doesn't matter who's in the backfield. They're going to fucking get the burn and they're going to produce.
Yeah, I agree. And I'm not saying I love Jimmy G. Until I see it happen, I'm not going to consider this, the greatest move switching to Trey Lance right now when you still have Jimmy G, because I think he's an incredible player. But I don't know. I'm not with the guy 24/7. Maybe they see something that I don't see when I watch highlights or clips.
I'm just saying, look at any other situation this has happened to in the NFL. How many times does that's fine going to Trey Lance? Like I said, you should do that. He's younger, has more potential. But Jimmy G has been your starter for the past, 3-4 years, has had tons of success with your team, not personal player stat-wise. Jimmy G's never been that player, even when he had his flashes at New England. He was a system type of quarterback that can fit right in with other key pieces and make a great team. But the only problem is keeping him on the team. How many situations does that happen to where the backup rookie overtakes I guess you can call Jimmy G a veteran. I don't think he's old enough to be considered an NFL veteran, but that's the definition of it.
Yeah.
So how many times does that work out to where the veteran just sits on the bench and it's fine? And the team does good because this rookie steps up and is phenomenal.
And
it's not the fact that it happened in the middle of his contract and, okay, I'm going to sit out the rest of my contract. No, they re-signed him to sit on the bench to be that safety net. 1, weak move by Jimmy for accepting that. 2, weak move by the organization for, 1, coddling him. 2, not putting all your fucking money where your mouth is when you talk about Trey Lance. That's all I gotta say about San Fran. Other than that, I do think they're gonna do really well. But I think I was really, really high on San Fran until I seen the news just today that they re-signed Jimmy. And I'm like, weak sauce. I'm out now. They're still gonna do good, but I'm not rooting for them.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our last team in the division, the Super Bowl champs, LA Rams. Obviously, they did great last year. They won the Super Bowl, bringing in Matt Stafford. Amazing choice on their part. They didn't do too hot in the rushing category. Obviously, you have Stafford and a bunch of offensive weapons. Of course, you're not going to rush the ball that much. Only about 100 yards a game. I say not that much, but that's still kind of a lot. And like I said, they have such a high-powered offense, which is kind of the way the NFL is headed right now. Every team, since kind of Patrick Mahomes came in, is building their high-powered offense to outproduce everybody.
Yeah.
So you don't have to put a bunch of money into both sides of the ball. Obviously, you want to as much as you can, but offense is where it's at right now. Allen Robinson just joined the squad in the offseason. Literally just another possible weapon for Matt Stafford. Chicago last year wasn't that great, but he is a 3-time over 1,000-yard receiver, and he did have almost 1,500 yards in 2015. So the talent is there. Obviously, it's not wine. It doesn't get better with age. Sometimes you leave at your prime, and that's when you're I don't know how to say this. you could have been better, or you could have trailed off, which is kind of what most people do. But as far as the defense goes, they're okay. They're pretty good. Their pass defense needed a little bit of work, giving up about 240 yards per game in the air. And I don't know. With the way this division is set up and the way this team is set up and who the division is set up with, obviously I'm going to say they're going to win the division again this year. I don't really see them having an issue doing that again to make a good Super Bowl run.
This would be a hell of a thing to repeat. I mean, geez, I kind of don't want them to, because it was kind of legendary what Matt Stafford did.
Yeah.
Knowing he was beloved Detroit Lion, meant to not win anything. And then his first year he leaves, goes to a completely new team, like in a team that had Jared Goff in the Super Bowl as well, I believe.
Yeah, it's few years ago. Yeah.
So it's like, this was literally the key piece they were missing, and they found it, opened up the door to the Super Bowl, and they ended up winning in Los Angeles. Like, the Super Bowl was in Los Angeles. So it was like a match made in heaven. I don't want them to repeat, but your Allen Robinson, he's an amazing receiver, and I'm very hyped on him, but it's all about health in this league. He is if you look at every 16 games played season, which this year it could be 17, with he hasn't had a full season since the change. Jackson, when he was with Jacksonville, 16 games, 1,400 yards. Chicago, 16 games, 2 years in a row, 1,100 and then 1,200. Last year, he only played 12 games, had 400. That is not a good average either. But I want to chalk that up to the quarterback fucking carousel they had going on and just the team being trash in general. But now they actually have somebody throwing to him, Stafford. The only problem is now he's surrounded by other people. So literally surrounded. On the defensive side, I will argue, you said the league is changing to have high-powered offenses just to kind of just keep up with Patrick Mahomes, which I completely agree. You can clearly see that change taking effect in the NFL, where people are just spending more money on stars on the offensive side. And defense, they'll just take what they can kind of get to get by. But I will still argue defense wins championships. Look at the last couple plays in last year's Super Bowl. Who was the biggest effect? The game-winning play. Aaron Donald pressuring Joe Burrow, and Joe Burrow had a wide-open man. Could have been one on either side, but defense did it. And then defense on the other side lost it for the Bengals when Eli Apple could have had an interception. But I'm just saying, I still completely believe defense wins championships. So as much as I also believe in you that offense is kind of taking over this league, I think it'll always kind of be a high-powered offense versus high-powered defense in the Super Bowl, and defense will prevail. So that's betting tips right there. Those are my lock. Team with the better defense is always going to win.
Write it down, folks.
But yeah, this team's bound to go far, but I would not be surprised if there was a switch up between Cardinals and Rams, because I just don't think Cardinals are going to repeat what they did last year. I mean, Rams are going to repeat what they did last year.
You're saying, without numbers, you're saying Cardinals are winning the division?
No, if I had to pick, I would still pick the Rams. Rams, Cardinals, then what the fuck's their face?
49ers.
Yes, 49ers and then Seattle.
Yeah.
But I said I wouldn't be surprised if Cardinals do it because, like I said, that was a once in a lifetime kind of year. Like I said, Cinderella type story for Matthew Stafford and then Super Bowl in their own home. Like it's not gonna happen again. 12-5 isn't too crazy to beat.
No.
Especially when Cardinals were sniffing on their heels. I know that's clearly not the saying, but they're sniffing their heels, dude. What's that mean? It means they're close.
So let me just ask you this. How much longer do you think AD has? That was weird saying it like that because I usually just immediately think Anthony Davis.
Yeah, unibrow popped in my head right away.
Yeah. How much longer do you think Aaron Donald has in this league? Because he was questioning whether or not to come back at the end of last year.
See, and I'm kind of hoping they don't repeat because I think Aaron Donald's just lost his fucking crazy drive he has for the game. The dude's out there wielding 2 fucking helmets just to get his adrenaline up during practices now. He's at the point to where, okay, I've won a Super Bowl now. I've been dominating the league defensively for how many fucking years? They can keep pumping out these steroids, so he could go another 10 fucking years. With the stuff that he's on, he could go another 10 years. And there's no way. I know they get drug tested, but this dude is not 100% fucking clean. There's no way. Not a fucking chance. And that's not slighting Aaron Donald. If I could take steroids, I fucking would. But I think that just depends on his drive. And I think if they have a shaky year this year, I think maybe he ignites it. Either A, they have a shaky year, he ignites his drive back, or B, he just personally needs to have a bad year. Crazy take, but Aaron Donald needs to have a bad year in order to stay in the league. Right there. That's my take. That's my take.
So with as
If he has
long
a good
as
year, if he has one more good year, he's done. He's walking out. He knows he can retire being the best for a couple years before a new generation of fucking crazy fucking health freaks come in.
yeah, I was gonna say with as much as he questioned it, and he pretty much said, I'm good if I don't sign again. I'm gonna say I don't know what they signed him to. I don't know his contract, but either his contract is up or he's done after this year. Just because look at Tom Brady. He was like, I don't know if I want to come back. I'm good if I don't. And boom. Went home for 4 days.
That's like
realized that
saying
sucked,
I can
and then came back.
That's like saying I can die happy now. It's just like saying I can die happy now. You can. I mean, if you didn't have it, you'd be happy. But no one's like, oh, I can die happy now. No, seriously, get out the gun, dude. Fucking let's end this shit. I did the only thing I ever wanted to do. This is it. So end it. But no, they'll keep playing because they know checks are coming from it. So, I mean, that's one thing to milk. And that's why I think if Aaron Donald has a bad year, he'll keep fucking playing because his drive's going to be there. And then he's like, all right, I need to show this. If I want more money, I'm going to show them I still got it.
So now what about Stafford? He's built with bad years. Now we finally got a good piece. He's already been in the league. It's got what it has to be 12, 13, 14 years.
Aaron Donald's, I mean, he's in the same, Matthew Stafford's in the same situation. He got his ring. He's been wanting for so damn long. He had one of the greatest wide receivers ever on his team for how many years and nothing came of it. So, I mean, he's like in that stage where like, I can die happy now. But they got a crazy team right now. So I think they're just going to, Matthew Stafford is the kind of guy that'll just kind of ride it out.
Ride it out till they have a real bad year.
Now.
And then call it quits.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see it. I mean, Aaron Donald's only 31. Matthew Stafford's how fucking old? He can't be any more than 33. Yeah, he's 34. Okay, so Matthew Stafford more so than Aaron, but Aaron is also in a 10 times more physical spot than him.
Anything else you want to add before we wrap this up?
Nope. LA, Cards, 49ers, Seattle, right there.
I haven't done the record dive this week, but if I had to guess, I'd probably go LA, San Francisco, Cardinals, Seattle. That's where we would.
Like I said, this conference wouldn't surprise me or anything. The only thing that's really a a lock to me is Seattle finishing last. So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, that's for damn sure.
So that was the NFC West. We're going to be doing the AFC West on the Ballers on a Budget channel. So make sure you go check that out. If you like gaming,
Tune in.
go check out The Graveyard on Facebook and YouTube. His camera's kind of far away, but the content is good. We're working.
It's Brando. What do you expect?
So be sure to check that out and show both of them some love as well.
Some sweet, sweet love.
So we're going to record the AFC East. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Oh!